Network. It's 7 o'clock. It's Thursday night. I'm Mac James, stand-up comic, and it's time for Stand Up for News. Welcome back. It's Thursday. It's 7 o'clock. Welcome back, everyone, for another adventurous episode of Stand Up for News. I am Mac James. Stand up for news. Stand up for news.
Stand up for news.
Stand up for you.
Stand up for you.
Stand up
You can
to
stand
you.
up too.
Don't sit down.
Sit down.
Take it away, Jim.
Stand up now.
Stand up for news.
Come
Yeah.
on and stand up for news.
We're going to get Chris in here to our artist, Christopher, the artist, to record one for us so we don't have to butcher it every week. But I'm Mac James, your host. This is my co-host, Captain Jim Marvin. Welcome, Captain Jim.
How you doing, matey?
We're going to do your segment about halfway through the show. This is my guest today, stand-up for comic correspondent, since he's been here before. He's a stand-up for news comics correspondent. Welcome back, James Bothwell.
Yeah, thanks, man. Glad to be here. Thanks for having me.
Heck yeah. Last time you were here, we killed it. It was fun as heck.
Yeah, it sure was.
So Robin's not here. She's at a thing. She's getting gigs for winning Best of the Bay. What was it? The creative, what is it called again? The creative act.
Oh, right. Like the
experimental act of the year. That's what they were.
Ed Shed, yeah.
So they're getting booked a lot since that happened. Okay. So that's good progress for us and for her, because anything she's doing well represents us too. So we're kind of like Best of the Bay too, aren't we?
By proxy. Best of the Bay by proxy.
So Manny Avila is doing his podcast right now. So he isn't here tonight. Joe Izzo is healing from his visit to the hospital. We want him to heal up quick. Send him a lot of energy, positive energy, and some prayers if you're into that. We got a Bible in the studio. Did you see it before?
No.
So we can tell jokes out of the Bible, you know.
I actually do have a couple of Bible jokes, but I don't know. I can't tell them on the radio, though. Maybe I'll clean them up next time I come back.
Some of them I've told. Like I was reading that Bible thing, and there was Cain and Abel. They were brothers, and they were the sons of Adam and Eve, the first peeps.
Yeah.
There was first peeps, God peeps, you know. Right. So like Cain and Abel, they got in a little fight. You know, they got an argument after Cain got done with them. They should have named the story Cain and Disable. You get it? Because he busted his head open with a
rock,
with a giant rock.
Right?
What a jerk, right? So then we got Joe out. Who else? Oh, Primal. Stand up for Black News correspondent Primal is either on his way or not coming, because according to him, he's on Black people time. And sometimes S-word things happen, he says, quote unquote. So I guess that's all the introduction we need. How was your week, James?
It was all right, man. I stayed busy. I'm a full-time college student, so classes and schoolwork. And
did you hit some mics?
I do. I hit Dunedin on Tuesday.
I love that place.
I do as well.
I work Tuesdays.
I was at Dade last night.
Coconuts is way closer to me.
Right, yeah. I live in Clearwater, so I'm kind of in the central of everything. So I went to Dade last night, which is hosted by
I love that place.
Matt Fernandez. I mean, I think Dade won Best Open Mic and Best in the Bay again.
Both of those mics I've never done real poorly at all.
Right. And it was
even when I was trying to do stand for news jokes the last time I was there, he wasn't going to give me the light. I'm like, you're going to give me the light, Matt? He's like, I was going to let you just sit up there. Because some of them they were new ones I was trying, and they weren't hitting. Yeah. But you take all the ones that do hit out of all the times you try them, and then you go to a show like Aces tonight. If you're going to a mic tonight, I would recommend going there.
I haven't been there. Where is it?
The crowd's awesome. It's at the VA Cans for Homeless People.
Oh, really? It's a VA?
Yeah.
All right.
It's like going to be packed full of old people, and you will kill it. I swear you will kill it, because I've never done bad there. Same way. I just take the good ones and go to rooms like that.
Are you going after this?
I am not. I'm going to go home and watch Loki, because I was supposed to have Thursday family nights from now on. I was telling you, but all these incidents occurred. So now I'm back on the radio after only being off one time I've ever missed the radio. I had one family night.
You're the captain. You're not the captain, but you are the captain of the ship a little bit in the studio.
I kind of wanted to Dr. Claw from the behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying?
From Inspector Gadget?
Yeah, I was like, tell a funnier joke.
I haven't heard that in forever. I remember that.
That's how I was going to picture that, so I could be at Birdie's, which we had last night. What a blast that room is. It's like you can smoke in there, and it's a bar, full liquor bar. So, you can imagine. You've been there. I have been there. Yeah, it is. It's
it's an interesting mix in there because you have people that are there for comedy, but you also got people that just want to have a drink at the end of the day. And
I love it. And Jennifer's awesome.
Yeah,
she supports the heck out of us because basically they're our sponsor. It's Birdies on Belcher and Largo. We're there every Wednesday from 7 until 7:30 until 9:30. So there you go. Come on by. Our feature is going to be Captain Jazz is back. Unless the guitar player Tommy Moon has got to be somewhere, we'll have Ryan Gunner, Captain Jazz. One of the two. We'll see what happens. But they're all the same people. Captain Jazz is Ryan Gunner and Tommy Moon.
Oh, yeah. I mean? Like so, how Ron Swanson is Duke Silver.
Yeah. But if Tommy Moon's not there, they're two different people, but together they're Captain Jazz.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So it'll just be Ryan.
That's otherwise a great name for a jazz little thing, Captain Jazz.
Ryan is hilarious. You're gonna like it if you come by.
All right.
It's 7:30 to 9:30 at Birdies on Belcher, 1845 Belcher North. I think I'm hosting that one because unless Manny wants to do it, we'll see. Because I was just we had people that couldn't host and start switching around, so I just made myself the host for the time being. Now they want to host again. So then, okay, James, where was your first open mic? The first time you did stand up, where was that at?
It was at the Improv in Ybor, the Tampa Improv. I've only been doing comedy 8 months, so I'm still pretty new to the game. But that was the first, February 16th. 2023 at Tampa Improv. I was like the second to last person to go up. I told an awkward story about my time as a paramedic, which got no laughs, and I got off stage and instantly left.
Does it get laughs now?
Actually, I haven't told it again. Later. I told it a little bit at one mic, and it got better reactions, not a ton of laughs. It's a really gross story.
I'm going to be doing a show called the Stand Up for News Live Events, whatever. It's going to be the Reset Show. Okay. Where I'm going to invite comics that have more than a year in, or at least all right. You're going to qualify if you want. You're my bud.
All right.
It doesn't matter. Let's say 6 months. It doesn't matter. I haven't really made a solid rule about it. It's called the Reset. So you get to try your very first set again after you've had your.
All right, yeah.
You're at least 3 to 6 months in where you got your first 5 solid minutes, like everybody tells you.
For sure,
first 5 in. After 3 months of doing that, start working on new stuff. Then do your solid 10. Then, work your way up. So what's the joke? I want to hear it now.
Okay. Well,
is it going to bomb, or do you think you can tell it better than
I think I can definitely tell it better now.
I went to the Improv 9 times before. The 9th time I got on stage.
Really?
Because every week there was 35 comics.
Right.
And they'd pull random, and everybody else got on the rollover. Well, I didn't know my schedule the following weeks if I was going to be working that Thursday.
Right.
So I would never be able to be back that immediate Thursday to get on the rollover. And he's like, well, we'll put you on the rollover. I'm like, that's not fair. Just, when I come back next, can you put me up? And they say, it's random. Here we go again. Or to be a different host. And I didn't want to re-explain it all. Well, so 9 times before I got on stage.
I think now if it's your first time there, you're guaranteed to come up.
I think it was that time too, but it wasn't my first time on stage. That was what their rule was. If it was your first time ever.
Oh, not just being there. First time ever. All right.
I don't know if they changed that rule or what.
No, my first time there, I was like the second or third to last to go up.
Do you think you can get me and Jim to laugh at this bit?
I don't know, man. It's still pretty rough, bro.
Tweaked it and worked on it?
Yeah, I have a little bit, not a ton, but it's a story from when I was a paramedic, so it's kind of gross, right? And not everyone can really relate to that. So I'm trying my hardest to word it in a way where I'll get more laughs instead of the reaction when it gets told. You know what I mean? Yeah.
But at least they're listening.
Exactly. Well, if I had a room full of nurses, if I had a room full of nurses and paramedics, it'd kill.
You're telling it right aesthetically,
right?
But is it gonna fit? Well, you don't have to tell it if you don't.
It's all good. Well, I'll tell you this: if it's based on something called the Philadelphia sidecar. If you don't know what that is, please Google it, and then
Is it a cocktail?
No,
because I know how to make a good sidecar. I've been bartending 23 years full time.
It is not. Like I wish it was a cocktail, but it's just Google Philadelphia sidecar, and then we'll go from there.
All right. Well, you don't have to tell it right now.
All right, good. I'll wait for the competition.
About telling it, at the Reset show
for sure.
To tell your very first set, but maybe like after you've been doing it a year, 6 months, 8 months, whatever you say.
Yeah.
Because it's not going to be for like 6 months till I have the show anyway.
Perfect. Yeah, that'll put me over a year. So
I can't.
James,
wait.
I just.
You want me
I
to tell one of my first jokes I ever did on my very first set?
Sure, man, go for it.
All right, you ready, Jim?
Oh my god! I just Googled Philadelphia sidecar, and it's one of the worst images I've ever seen.
Hey, Captain! I swear on everything that's a true story from me. I actually came across that as my time as a paramedic.
I don't even know. I don't even want to know where that was.
And,
I'm gonna have to Google.
you
it
have
now.
to, bro.
Great.
Yeah.
You guys got to see it, and I didn't. So okay, I was on my way to work one day, and I was a bartender, competitive, prize award winning, competitive winning, first place winning, competition winning bartender guy, best bartender you ever met. Anyway, I'm on the way to work. I like to talk about it sometimes. And then I was driving down, and I'm in a lot of traffic. I see this guy walking, a cute dog, real cute dog. I love dogs. You like dogs?
I love dogs.
Yeah, I don't think anybody loves dogs as much. I mean, I've heard your set about dogs. No one loves dogs more than me, though, you know? And I'm like, looking at his cute puppy dog, and he's kind of looks over at me, and he's like, hey, and he winks at me. I'm like, it's a gay guy, you know? He thinks I'm checking his butt out or something.
Right.
And I'm like, I was looking at your dog, buddy, not you. You didn't have to wink at me like that. You know, just letting you know. And he's not that I'm homophobic or insecure or anything.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like it at all. Yeah.
And then he's like, sure, whatever. And I'm like, what do you mean, whatever? Are you so vain you can't think someone's just looking at your cute dog? It's probably an expensive little puppy, a little Pomeranian Chihuahua or something. And he's like, I'm sorry. You're probably right. I shouldn't have said that. I'm sorry. He's like, oh, good. I accept your apology, sir. So is your dog single or what?
That was your first joke?
You get it? It's one of them in that first set.
I get
It's based on a true story.
Really? That happened?
It happened right by Baywalk, downtown, which is now not Channelside. It's now
Sparkle Wharf. Right?
Sundial.
Downtown St. Pete, Sundial. Yeah. True story. Did you think it was funny?
I thought it was interesting. Yeah.
Did you get it? Like I banged dogs is kind of the impression in the story. It's not true, but sounds like it. One time I was watching your set, and you're like, "You guys love dogs?" I'm like, "I love dogs more." You're like, "Not more than me." You like cut me off. And
I have a couple
I don't know
of
if you
jokes.
remember that.
I do. It was at Soggy Bottom.
Yeah, you're like, not more than I do, James.
I have a few jokes
Take your stupid hat off.
about dogs. I love my dog. My one of my jokes is that if I was in a room full of strangers, somebody walked in with a gun and my dog and told me I had to kill everyone or my dog was going to get killed, and all of you stand no chance of survival.
Yeah.
John Wick couldn't hold my jockstrap, and that
My
going
dog,
for it.
Yeah, I'd probably like killing everybody too. He's pretty cool. Scrappy the super stunt puppy. Him and me did a lot of videos on YouTube together.
That's a cool
lot
name.
of comedy videos. His name's Scrappy the super stunt puppy.
That's a great name.
He's half Maltese, half Chihuahua.
Oh, he's like a little pocket dog.
Super.
Huh?
Looks like what is Toto was.
Is it Yorkie, right? Wasn't Toto
not a
Yorkie?
Yorkie. He was I forget the name of it.
I have no.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. I'd kill everybody for my dogs. Trust me.
Great.
All right, well, let's get into the news now. Let's talk about the news. Let's stand up for the news because the news, was born without legs and was in a wheelchair its whole life and it can't stand up for itself. So we're stand-up comics, so we stand up for the news.
Yeah.
If you want to stand up with us, you can call us at 441-3000, area code 727-441-3000. All right. Burt Young from Rocky movies, who played Rocky's famous bum of a drunk brother-in-law, Paulie. He died at 83 years old. Burt Young, yeah. More like Burt, not so young anymore. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace, Paulie. Oh, man. That's
Fire away.
All right. Let's see. On October 17th, an Instagram post claimed veteran actor Arthur Rhodes, 85 years old, has secretly been Joe Biden's body double. But that claim was proven to be false when a video footage of Roberts was seen walking in a straight line. So can't be the same person.
You guys remember the Chicago Bears linebacker, Hall of Famer, Dick Butkus?
Yeah.
He died last week. Yeah, man. So sad. No matter how bad you don't want to have a kid, this is a bad thing to name your kid. And no matter how you arrange the syllables, it's still like a butt kiss dick, butt dick kiss dick, kiss butt dick, kiss dick butt. You kind of get it. It's still, no matter how you arrange the syllables in this man's name, it's a terrible thing to name a person.
That is. That's
Rest in peace, Dick Butt Kiss.
That's a tough name to grow up with. Well, that's why he was such
No
a. He was like
wonder he's such a psycho.
Yeah, when he was the hardest football players ever. That's like your name being like, Lance Gay. You have to be like a pro athlete or something.
My dad gave me a VHS that was all Dick Buckus hits.
It's just him murdering
the
guys.
Best of Dick, hour and a half, the best of Dick Buckus.
Just clotheslining dudes over the middle.
These linemen were like being interviewed, like he would grab a handful of sand and we'd be like, dang it, because we'd see him do it, and then it was too late for it.
Right.
The ball was getting snapped. He'd throw it in our faces.
I didn't know that. That's crazy.
He was dirty.
Prison rules football.
Yeah. And they said off the field, he's nice.
Hey, James, you're going to have to work that into your act. How much butt could a butt kiss or butt kiss butt?
Like the woodchuck joke?
Yep.
How much dick could a dick butt kiss if a dick butt could kiss butts?
I can't believe you just said that like that. I couldn't even, it would take me forever just to write it down like that.
Dude, I've done that woodchuck joke like 1,000 million times at least. I'm in the like 15,000 minutes on stage now.
Wow.
Okay, so like, have you heard it before?
What?
The woodchuck thing?
Oh, of course.
How many people? Okay, well, why don't they do that to other animals? They just pick on the woodchuck. What about the poor little peacock? People don't go, hey, how much pee could a peacock cock if a peacock could peacocks, right?
Right.
They don't do that.
It should be that, though.
Leave the peacock alone. Leave the woodchuck alone. It gets worse because there's like the Shih Tzu. There's the sperm whale. I do a little, and then I like break it up later. I'll be doing the set, and I'll be like, and what about the platypus?
That's a crazy animal.
The crazy bear, the Dick Buckus. Suzanne Summers dies from Three's Company and Step by Step. You remember her? She was also the Thigh Master spokeswoman. You remember her? She died at 67. Suzanne Summers. Sorry, Suzanne. Summer's over. Rest in peace, Suzanne. A lot of people die.
All your story's been super cheerful so far. All right.
Keep it real. We gotta stand up for the news, my dog.
A study published in Royal Society Open Science found that certain types of female frogs are faking their deaths to avoid mating with males, causing human females to take notice and step up their ghosting game. Right? See, can you imagine that? The frog's like, not today, son. I'm going to pretend I drowned over here and belly up for 5 minutes.
It's hilarious. I was wondering why my wife on her search history had somebody like, what are these frogs doing?
Right.
Videos.
Frog mating habits.
Yeah. Son of a gun. All right, U.S. Customs seized giraffe feces from a woman in Minnesota airport.
Yeah.
Had smuggled them in from Africa and said she was going to make and sell them as necklaces and jewelry. I'm assuming she smuggled them in her butt since they were already shaped the same way, the right shape. I thought you guys would like that.
It's an easy assumption. Yeah,
because it's poop, and then poop also comes out of your butt already. It's in the same shape.
I got it. Yeah.
Nice.
That's a thinker. That's a thinker, Joe. Yeah.
Incoil it.
Research.
What happened to my phone?
I don't know what happened to your phone.
I think we got kicked off of TikTok.
Researchers from the Loma Linda University found salmonella in fountain soda machines in Southern California. Salmonella, right? That's disgusting. But the fast food industry is not concerned because salmonella is the least of your worries if you're getting fountain sodas. If you're getting fountain sodas from a fast food place, salmonella is like, definitely the last thing you have to worry about.
You couldn't afford a bottle of water. Oh, man.
Yeah. How often do you think those things get cleaned? Like the tubes that can make the soda? Probably never. It's probably why there's salmonella in them.
I've cleaned some bar guns as a bartender.
I've done that too as a brewer, clean the draft lines. But how often do you think they're doing that at McDonald's and stuff? Probably not a lot.
I worked at a McDonald's when I was 16. I was the guy that was supposed to do it. I was hired as maintenance man. I didn't even do it once. I know what you're talking about because I was supposed to do that.
Right.
I never did it.
That was in the job description, but I never did it.
I didn't do anything. They wanted me to clean the grease traps out once, and then I spilled it all over the ground. I'm like, I'm going to quit, man. I'm out of here. And they're like, no, don't leave. Go clean the ball pit. We'll clean this up.
That's got to be
like, why are they keeping me here? Whenever someone pooped on the floor in the bathroom, they wanted me to clean up. And I was like, I quit. I'm out of here. And you're like, it's okay. We'll clean it up. I threatened to quit like every day when there was something stupid. I'm like, this is not a job for me, bud. I'm supposed to be on the radio or something.
Yeah, you got it. We're not cleaning up poop.
An illegal lab owned and run by China Group in an abandoned warehouse found in California with coolers filled with lab rats infested with COVID-19 virus Did you hear about that? It was last
No.
week. I didn't know rats could get COVID-19, but since Donald Trump got COVID too, I guess it all adds up. Trumper for you.
Oh, man. All right, here we go. Tractor trailer in Connecticut carrying 44 dairy cows crashed on the 18th yesterday, causing the death of 14 cows. Right? The driver was cited for a moving violation.
I like those guys.
That's awesome. That's like the most dad joke I've ever said ever.
I love that.
And I said it on the radio.
Did you hear my cow joke?
No.
It was like
I loved it, man. That's mom detested, dad approved.
Nice. Nice.
It was like 6 months ago in Dimmitt, Texas. This dairy farm exploded and 10,000
I saw that. Yeah.
10,000 cows died, and the place blew up and they caught on fire and burned to death. Yeah, they say all they got in Texas is steers and queers. I guess now all they got there is queers, right?
Yeah, I think I actually have heard you say that. That sounds pretty familiar.
President Joe Biden will address the nation in about a speech tonight. Yeah, in about an hour, I guess. His definition of speech is not mine. In my definition of national address, he will give personally for him, a jibber jabber mumble jumble, jabberwocky skiddery doo bop boppity doo. If you don't understand that nonsensical, whimsical rantings of a senility, you are both either not a Robert Burble. Remember those?
No.
From Thundercats?
No.
They're burble, 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 because they couldn't talk good. Get it? Or you aren't black, I guess, because that's how he blames things on. If you don't agree with him, you're not black. P.S. Skimming a rinky dinky dink, skimming a rinky doo.
My fellow Americans. Yeah, that sounds great. That sounds exactly like a great impression of him.
He's not good at talking anymore. I used to see him on TV talking normal, and
right
now you don't.
No,
remember when he was vice president? I saw him debating the vice president's debate. I don't know, 14 years ago.
Yeah,
he talked normal then.
Yeah, he's also like 80 years old now.
He was like 60 then.
That's insane.
60 something. He was Jim's age, right, bud? All right, go ahead.
Yeah, here we go. The newspaper The Guardian has fired the longtime cartoonist Steve Bell after allegations of anti-Semitic imagery of Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, right? When asked for a comment, Bell said he saw no problem with Benjaju Netanyahu. Yeah, he saw no problems with that. That's why he got fired.
This guy's last name was Yahoo, he said. Too.
Well, but Netanyahu, that's the prime minister's name of Israel. His last name's Netanyahu.
He sounds like a cowboy. Yahoo! Oh, man. In Detroit, 12,952 cereal boxes are arranged and toppled like dominoes for a Guinness Book of World Record thing. Also, speaking of records, a record high 50% of children went to school without the luxury of a good breakfast in Detroit.
Yeah, I wonder how many. That's got to be. When's the last time you were in Detroit?
A long time ago.
I was there a couple of years
15 years ago.
And it looked like Baghdad when I was there in 2004. It was awful, you know?
Yeah, it was like 2008 where 1 million people left the entire state, mostly from that area.
I'm going to do a This Day in History joke. Are you ready to rock?
It's not history time.
That's not. Oh, we have it set up?
We can do Captain, my Captain. Oh, Captain, my Captain. Yeah, the mic is all yours now if you'd like to go ahead and tell us what's going on with you out there in the high seas. How's your seamen doing?
They're going along swimmingly.
Oh, good.
Nice.
We are here in Annapolis just after the boat show. We're at the beautiful crab facility. Great place to go get crab.
Nice. Where's that?
Yeah.
At? Annapolis?
Maryland.
Maryland.
Yeah, okay. Up in Annapolis. It's certified 100% accessible boating dock. It's really great people, really amazing. They keep feeding us. I don't know. I think it's like a cult, maybe like they want to indoctrinate us or something. We're going to have to shave our heads and do sing a song or something. I'm not sure what's going on. Nobody.
I saw the cult sing a song once. They opened for Guns N' Roses, dude.
Oh, wow.
That was awesome.
What?
Yeah, they kept making fun of the name of the arena.
What was the name of the arena?
Camping World Arena, or whatever it's called. Have you heard of it in Orlando?
It's in Orlando.
I'm so glad to be here at Camping World Arena. The singer of the cult kept mocking it. It was
Orlando sucks. Like everything in Orlando sucks. I hate that place.
I don't like going there. Trust me.
The Amway Marina. Let us tell you something.
This pyramid scheme arena.
If you're going that way, it's pronounced Amway Center.
Took me 4 hours to get back from there. Go ahead, Joe. Jim, it's your time. Do your segment. Take it away.
All right. Thank you, Jane. In Washington, D.C., President Biden will address the nation from the White House tonight at 8 p.m. about the growing conflict between Israel and Hamas. The president is expected to condemn the attack by Hamas militants on October 7th and reiterate U.S. support for Israel. The president is also expected to trip on the way up to the podium, mispronounce the Israeli prime minister's name, and get confused when he looks into the lights and say, we're, quote, biting a ham sandwich instead of saying, we're, quote, fighting Hamas violence. Anybody can make that mistake.
Nice.
And so too can the other guy on the phone. Scott Patrick's with us.
Oh, excellent.
All right.
Continue, Jim.
Comedian Sarah Silverman is facing backlash for a post on her Instagram account supporting Israel amid the country's ongoing conflict with Hamas and their siege of the Gaza Strip. She said, quote, many are saying that it's inhumane that Israel is cutting off water and electricity to Gaza. But then she also qualified her statement saying, quote, when I was younger and renting an apartment, I had my water and electricity cut off when I didn't pay the bills on time. Sarah, we're talking about two populations embroiled in a decades-long conflict, not a day or two inconvenience while you waited for the check from your daddy to clear. At least she looks like a trust fund Jewish American princess to me. Oh, too soon?
No.
All right. Today in D.C., tensions flared at a House GOP meeting today after Representative Jim Jordan decided against running for a third time for House Speaker. Former House Speaker Kevin McCarthy reportedly screamed at Representative Matt Gaetz of Florida, and sources state Representative Michael Bost of Illinois was, quote, almost lunging at Gaetz. When asked by Stand Up for News nosy congressional reporter So Sue Me about the chaos during the meeting, the Illinois congressman replied, Mama always told me the early boss Gates the worm. All right, in the state of Florida, a businesswoman was arrested for impersonating a Florida state trooper by driving a car painted in the same black and bronze paint color scheme as Florida troopers' patrol cars use. Troopers were alerted to the woman's presence as she was pulling over speeding and reckless drivers and issuing them tickets along a Florida highway, which is something a real Florida state trooper would never do. What are those guys supposed to do anyway? In New York, a school bus driver was arrested last Thursday for driving under the influence after drinking a White Claw. She claimed she didn't know that White Claw was an alcoholic drink. To be fair, I didn't know it was either. You know, James, if you're going to have a drink, have a real drink. Like new Stand Up for News malt liquor. The only malt liquor with the refreshing flavor that will leave you satisfied and informed. So stand up for News malt liquor and then fall down the stairs flat on your face.
Malt liquor. St. Ides.
And
That's right.
Speaking of malt liquor, Primo just decided to chime in.
All right. We'll get to that part in a minute. Jimmy, you got any more for us?
Oh, yes. Meanwhile, in Florida on Tuesday, a 230-pound black bear was spotted aboard a 50-foot sailing catamaran docked in Naples Yacht Club by a passing boater. It was eventually lured off the boat by authorities who relocated it to a nearby state park. It is not known why the bear boarded the vessel, but it had reportedly been spotted the previous year touring charter boats at the Miami Boat Show. I've heard of bear boat sharding before, but this is going way too far.
Did you say sharding? For bear sharks in the boat.
Chartering.
Does anybody hear it or see it or something? Does it still smell?
Was it Cocaine Bear?
It was Russell. It was WrestleMania stars. Our personal Cocaine Bear.
Speaking of too big to be believed, the 1,000-pound sister star Tammy Slayton was arrested and charged with 1 count of possession of marijuana and 2 counts of drug paraphernalia in her home state of Kentucky after a county drug task force observed her rolling the fatty. You know, she just rolled in a little thinner. They would have never noticed her.
Of course she's from Kentucky.
best of the Bay, the Chesapeake Bay. Back to you, Jay.
Yeah.
All right, Captain Jim, thank you very much. And if you have anything to attribute to the weather or history, hang in there with us. We'll get to that in a few minutes. Okay?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Do you got some?
Aye, aye.
All right, well, guess what? It's now our time to do our segment called Man on Us Street. He could be anywhere. His name is Scott Patrick. He helped create Stand Up for News with me over a year ago. Welcome back, Scott Patrick. I miss you so much, buddy. How you doing?
I miss hearing your voice, man.
Oh, me too. Yours, I mean. I hate my own voice. Well, how you doing, bud?
I'm excellent.
I like hearing that. Well, what street are you on today? You can be on any street because you're a man on a street, not a man on the street.
I'm not on a street this time. At Halloween, I'm actually in a graveyard. Because today's National Conflict Resolution Day. So I'm at my uncle's grave. Because, for years, he had me pose naked for him. And it really helped. It really hurt my self-confidence. Because not once did he ever get a stiffy. But he's definitely stiff now.
Oh, boy.
So I got some news stories for you if you want to hear some.
Yeah,
Definitely. Stand up for news on the
All right.
streets.
Yeah, so a Ukrainian strongman, he broke the world record for most cars pulled by their teeth. He said initially he was inspired by Joe Biden's speeches because trying to understand them is like pulling teeth.
How many cars was it?
6 cars.
Jesus, help me.
With actual drivers in them, too. It was over 16,000 pounds.
Whoa. With the drivers, huh?
Yeah, well, they have to keep the wheels straight or else the tension. So,
You wouldn't want to have to get braces. Twist your teeth up.
Yeah. Brings a new meaning to the grill, right?
Oh, hey, that deserves one of these. Joke of the day whistle. All right, continue, Scott.
All right. So a 40-year-old Colorado man, he also set a new world record for the most chin-ups, which reminded me of one of my secret guilty pleasures, which is saying, keep your chin up to my fat friend. Yeah. So there's a wallet containing $10,000 was returned to a grateful passenger by an Israeli railway employee. And I'll tell you what, it really made me happy to see a Jew get their life given back to them on a train.
Nice.
Oh, man.
Oh, I wish you guys on Facebook could have heard that one. I'll share the video from YouTube later. I was going to put the speaker over there, but I didn't. So they can only hear us on Facebook. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. I like it when you do that. You're like, yeah, okay. I know. Well, go ahead, Scott.
All right. A New Zealand man bungee jumped 941 times in a day, which sounds like a lot, but it's still a lot lower than how many times Trump says his own name each day.
I saw that too. That's a record now, right?
Yeah, he says his name so much, it's ridiculous. It's almost like a pro wrestler, speaking in third person. All
right.
So
go ahead.
I don't know how long you want to give me, man. I brought a few more, but there are other people there.
Well, if you got history and you got weather, we'll save those for that segment. But if you want to finish up your segment, take your time. Okay. Go ahead.
Let me see. So a 104-year-old woman from Chicago is actually the oldest person now to go tandem skydiving. 104.
Whoa.
Yeah, that's a moment in history, really, because never before have two people stressed more about the reliability of the pen.
That's great.
Yeah. So
you do it all the time. Go ahead.
Yeah. So the Middle East is a hotbed now, It's really crazy there. And I heard Hamas is actually starting each day with a fresh decappuccino.
Decappuccino?
Yeah. I'm seeing a lot of things now. I'm seeing, gays for Palestine and stuff. And I don't think they know that, the Palestinians don't like gays. But I thought, even though suicide bombers hate gay people, they actually have something in common with lesbians, because both suicide bombers and lesbians hope to make a big impression with a strap-on.
Oh man, that was pretty good.
Well, I love you, but since that's a good laugh, I'll leave it there.
You told me that one, didn't you? I forgot that one was coming. I was like, I think he told me this.
That's brilliant, man.
I forgot what was coming.
I wish I'd came up with that. That's so great.
I got tears coming out of my eyeball here. This liquid stuff's
man.
coming out of my eyes.
That's gold.
Usually I got liquid stuff going into my eyes. This time it's coming out. All right. So let me tell you one funny thing here. Now go ahead. We got another thing here called Stand Up for Black News. Did you ever hear about that?
No, it wasn't. That wasn't
I used to tell it because I identify as a black dude, but it wasn't really officially really going over, too well. Yeah. So I was like, I got to find a black guy that could do it. That's real funny. And I met this guy, Primal. So Primal, welcome back to Stand Up for News. Usually you're here in the studio, though. Are you here somewhere?
Yeah, I'm just crossed the bridge because there was an accident. But let me do my stick because I want people to know I'm black, and I want them to get over it. You know what I mean?
That's what I was trying to tell them. I got a real black guy doing the Stand Up for Black News.
I sent you. I meant to. I get 2 niggas a show, so I'm gonna say nigga right now.
I know he said it like 22 times last week. I'm like, I don't know if that's good for the brand. If we drop the N word 3 times in the show, that's not good for the brand, right, Matt?
No, it's not good for the brand.
So Matt's like, let's just give him an N word allowance. And so I said, you get 2 N words a show. You already used 1 now. So be careful when you use it. Make sure it counts.
I'm going to say colored or Negro.
If I say it, I get bleeped. Come on, dude. You can't just throw that in exchange for the other 20 that you had last week.
He's going to sound like a Southern governor in the 60s.
Let's make an N-word deal.
we made one of those. So what I'm saying, I'm going to just start going back to the 50s. They're colored.
I can't say it because Matt will bleep it if I say it, but Primal's allowed to say it. What's going on in Black News, Primal? What are you going to stand up for Black News for today?
So stand up for Black News today. I punched the black lady in the stomach. Let me an N-word, the color, and she was black. So we decided to buy things for each other at the dollar store.
You punched her in the stomach, and then you bought each other stuff at the dollar store.
At the dollar store.
I'm assuming they weren't diapers or any conscious.
It was baby wipes. They were baby wipes because she was dumping on herself.
Oh,
so I bought her baby wipes.
You're like, I ain't the daddy. Thunk.
Yeah. She bought me mouthwash just because she said that my breath smelled like shit. Excuse me.
Oh.
Well, you can't say, you're allowed to say the N-word, but you can't say that one. See, you're making Matt work, my dog.
Yeah, my fault. See, now you call me a dog. Now that's crazy. That's another.
You're my dog, though, and I'm your dog.
It's a joke. You trying to put me on a leash, walk me around the collar. Now I have something, like I said, the plantations are still active and people are using them as Airbnbs. And it's popping up and it's popular. And like I said, the people who's renting them are black people. And they're posting them everywhere. And I don't do the social media. But these guys are literally photobombing themselves in a place where people were getting beat up, slave trade. I'm like, listen, I'm cool. Like I said last night, I don't care about reparations. because I have a white girlfriend and a black wife.
You said that letting you come on the show would be my reps. So we're
I got my white
square.
girlfriend.
That's your 40 acres
Yeah.
and a mule, is a white chick.
My 40 acres and a mule.
Yep.
Brenda's your 40 acres and a mule.
Yeah. BJ.
But I let him come on the radio, so me and black people are even, okay? That's our reps, our reputations. What do you call them? Reparations?
Reparations.
Oh, I said it wrong.
I don't care about the money. I don't care about the money. I'm already getting my reparations.
Yeah.
I'm going back to the days like her mouth, reparations of BJ is definitely the 40 acres because I plot that land on. I'm putting seeds in that ground all the time, and then the backside's the mule.
That makes sense.
I'm like,
I thought it was a donkey, not a mule though. You ride that
I
donkey?
see it all the time. I'm like, let me get my 40 acres and a mule. She knows what that means. I'm planting the seed.
That's the safe word.
Code.
Cleaning it up. I apologize.
The safe word is "Whoa, Nelly."
Yeah. Safe word is your name is Toby.
I got her calling me manager.
Dr. Toby. Oh man, okay. So I'm not gonna cut you short because we got to get to our other segments here, and I got one more story I want to tell you. But hang in there with us, and you can tell me what you think of this story since it does have to do with black people apparently. In Volusia, Volusia County, Florida. Yeah. Volusia, you know where that's at? County, Florida.
Yeah.
A body cam release officer after a middle school boy with autism was released when the officer was seen tackling the boy who had surrendered in the fetal position, screaming, "I'm sorry." After that, he handcuffed him, but the boy was running to the fence, and he was going to go into oncoming traffic. It was on a road that has a median, so that traffic's coming one way, apparently. Mm-hmm. So after that, he handcuffed him in his attempt to run off the school property. The child had punched two administrators, spit in the principal's face before his mad dash to freedom came to an end, though. The mother claims after watching the 40-minute video that the boy was mistreated by the officer, but the department said the officer followed all procedures to keep the boy safe from self-harm. And he wasn't harmed in the process, but the officer was written up for saying the boy deserved no special treatment while the boy was crying and apologizing profusely. I don't personally think this is the last time we're going to see this boy wind up in handcuffs, if you know what I'm saying. But to be continued? Yes.
I wake up in the morning, God willing, I tell you, punch myself in the face all the time, and I commit black on black crime. But I do it to myself. I want to do it just to get. That's how I get motivated. I'm like, this is black on black crime. I just start beating myself in the face.
Did you hear this story? Today, a woman was struck and killed by a Brightline train. I guess she was method acting as a part for Helen Keller in a movie because they said she didn't see the train over there. This happened in Melbourne, Florida. Melbourne, more like Melbourne, more like Mel unborn. Oh, silly. Jeez. And now it's time for laughs from the past, history and news. We always do a story about what happened in history in the news. So go ahead, James Bothwell, take over. Go ahead.
On this day in 1982, John DeLorean, the creator of the DeLorean, the vehicle from the Back to the Future movies. You guys remember how cool those cars were? Right? Yeah. With the crazy doors on it. He was arrested on this day in 1982 in a $24 million cocaine deal, officially making him the coolest car creator ever. I want a DeLorean so much more now. That Scarface was making them. I want,
Julian had one in, what was it called? Trailer Park Boys in the movie. Julian had a DeLorean. Do you hear that noise?
I hear that too.
Do you know what's going on here?
Keep the headphones away from the mics. You'll be fine.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
I don't even
I'm
want
smoking
him on
crack
anymore.
right now.
That's amazing.
I'm not that close with him, and I can hear it still. Anyway,
Yeah.
Lord Cornwallis had surrendered to General George Washington in 1781 on this day, ending the war and securing independence for the United States of America. Yeah, that's what's up, USA. This is our actual Independence Day, because compared to the day they signed the Declaration, man, what?
They used to drag Negroes by their
I
neck.
don't know what's going on with that, but it's driving me crazy. Okay, anybody else got some history stuff for you?
In 1985, on this day, the first Blockbuster Video opened its doors, right? Making every Friday night in the 90s the coolest thing ever. Do you guys remember that in the 90s when it was
yeah.
you went to Blockbuster and you would pick out like a video game if you were lucky, definitely a movie, like some candy. You'd go home and just watch it like 3 times because you had to return it the next day. Like, I love Blockbuster. I miss it.
I had kept a terrible movie from Blockbuster. It was called Death Machine.
That sounds awful.
It was very awful. You didn't even see the whole Death Machine as its full self in any scene.
What a
you only saw
chip.
parts of the Death Machine's functions. And then it was like literally a year
Like
later.
it's a multi-tool.
They're
it's
sending me
functions.
these thousands of dollar bills. Periodically, they just kept growing and growing. The bills,
Yeah.
so in the thousands, like for this one movie.
They took you to collections
Because
for
of
it?
all the late fees.
Are you serious?
They kept adding late fee. I'm like, come on, man. Who's really going to pay
Are you-
$3,000 for this dollar bin? I'm like,
Family Video takes you to court.
yeah. It was Blockbuster. I wound up having to switch over to Family Videos. Like
Oh,
after the fee got to a point
right.
where no one would ever pay that much money, I gave up.
The C list
Is it
of
your
them.
headphones?
I don't know what's
going
happening
on,
here.
man.
I literally used to pee on the Redbox Blu-ray before I returned them. I would literally pee on them and return it. You know what I mean?
Hey,
I made
Jim, do
so
you
many-
got some history stuff?
Yes, James. This day in 1909, the first subway car with side doors goes into service in New York City. It was on the same day that a car full of riders lost their temper at the first passenger to get trapped in between the sliding side doors trying to board a New York City subway train at the last possible moment. He was eventually dragged to his death by the train. It's another beloved New York tale.
Hey, that was from New York.
That's New York City, man. Hey, either on or off, man.
Yeah. I hate it. I hate New York.
How about you, Scott? Do you have any history news?
I didn't have any history news, but I'll tell you, after you guys were talking about safe words and then talking about Lord Cornwallis, that's going to be my safe word from now on.
Lord Cornwallis.
All right. Now for the weather. I am your weatherman, Mac James. I'm not sure when I hear Miley Cyrus talk, whether or not she has a penis. Yes. Manny told me it sounds like she has 2 penises. When she was on Rogan, he said it sounded like Joe was interviewing Optimus Prime. Miley Cyrus. Yeah, now for more weather. Today's weather is serious weather. Looking back on my childhood and when my babysitter molested me, I'm still not sure whether I'm upset he ruined my innocence and trust in humanity, or whether I'm upset I was too young to even get an erection.
Oh, jeez.
Wow.
That is today's weather. Weather like that?
No, nothing like that for sure.
You got any weather, James?
I don't have any.
Oh, Jim, any weather?
Yeah, I'm not sure whether my high school diploma is really valid. I think I went up on stage when they said Martin instead of Marvin.
I got a new thing called Tip of the Day. Okay, here. Tip of the Day. Never call your wife or girlfriend Karen, especially if her name is Pam. Yeah, especially while giving her the tip of the day. Wink, wink, it says right there. Yeah.
He actually wrote wink, wink down.
Trust me, you guys, she will ask for a manager. Yeah. Pam also pointed out to me today that I need not refer to her as my better half on account how low the bar is set, and literally anyone could be my better half. They could meet the requirements for that very easily. She said, yes, even people on death row. That's how low the bar. Anybody could be my better half.
I like that.
Hitler could be my better half if he was still alive and I was gay and Hitler was gay. Which is
You turning gay?
pretty much. Okay.
Oh, mein Führer.
Ooh.
All right. Yeah. All right.
I just picture gay Hitler like in like lederhosen with nothing on under it and
I
stupid
can't-
mustache.
I can't tell my gay Hitler joke on the radio. There's nice ladies out in the lobby looking at us funny already.
Wow.
Who else has something they want to say before we end this show in a ridiculous song?
Oh, I got one. Chris Evans, the guy who played Captain America in the Marvel movies.
Oh,
He
that
just
was Johnny Storm. the
yeah,
Human
he was
Torch
yeah,
guy.
he was the Human Torch too. Yeah, he just
Cap.
revealed that he's married to a Portuguese actress named Alba Baptista, right? Proving that even Captain America has to leave the country to find a decent woman.
That's good, right there. She's
Zing!
smiling
Let me
out
get that
loud.
slide whistle, dog.
Yeah.
Let me get that slide whistle.
She got that. Oh, she looked away. She was smiling.
Let's get it.
The
Yeah.
lady in the lobby there was
I
smiling.
officially
at that
made
one.
it.
Good
Yeah.
job.
Thanks, man.
Oh, I should have gave you one sooner. You had a funny one earlier too. What's up, Jim? You got anything to cap it off with?
Yeah, I think for this upcoming Halloween, I'm going to do what I did last Halloween, and I'm going to go to Tinder date.
Nice.
How about you, Scott Patrick, man on us street? You got anything to cap it off with?
Well, I'll tell you what. Today is actually self-evaluation day, and I realized that I like my women like I like my superheroes, X-Men.
Okay. How about you, Primal? You got anything you want to cap it off with?
Of course, obviously I'm black, so get over it. And if I offend you, I meant to. So there we are. I appreciate the time.
All right, well, everybody, you got to come out Wednesday night to Birdies and hang out with us. It's 7:30 to 9:30. We're going to have a hilarious bunch of comics there for the open mic, and we're going to have a hilarious headliner, Captain Jazz. So, everybody sing with me now. Stand up for this.
Stand up, dude.
Stand up for this. We'll stand up for you. You stand up too. Don't sit down. Stand up now. Stand up for this. Clap, clap. Stand up for this. Yeah. All right. We'll see you next week, Thursday night at 7. Have a good week, everybody.